Hey everybody, welcome back to another WV Guns and Goats video. And today we're out here at the range taking a look at the RFX-35 green dot reflex sight from the company Viridian Weapon Technologies. This is their foray into handgun optics. Now they have been making lights and lasers for handguns for quite a while now. In fact, they were the first company to come out with a green aiming laser for firearms all the way back in 2006. Before we get started though, I'd like to ask you to please like, comment, and headbutt that subscribe button to join the herd here at WV Guns and Goats. We've also got the Ross Martin RM1C out here today. As you can see, we've got the RFX-35 mounted to it. I'm going to show you everything that comes with the optic, and then we're going to take a look at this optic itself and do some shooting with it here out on the range. To let y'all know, this was provided by the people at Viridian to us for this review. However, that has no bearing on the outcome of this review. As with all my reviews, I want to give you guys an honest look at the product we're reviewing so that you can make your own decisions if it's something that you'd want to add to your collection or not. So why did Viridian choose to make green lasers instead of red lasers back in 2006? Well, it wasn't just to be different. In fact, there's a good reason that they decided to make green lasers over the red, and that is because your eyes see green better. In fact, it's a scientific fact that your eye sees more of the color green than it does of the color red, because that green color is triggering more of the color receptors in the human eye than the red is. If you've ever played around with a red laser and a green laser side by side, even if they're the same manufacturer with brand new batteries, the green laser will appear to be brighter just because your eye is seeing more of it over the red laser. And that carries over to their line of optics here. Now they've got a different optic for all the different optics cuts that are out there on the market. They even have an enclosed model with adapter plates to fit different optic cuts. But we're talking about the RFX-35, which is the RMR footprint green dot. And if I call it a red dot, just know I actually mean a green dot. And what's nice here looking at the box is they've actually put RMR footprint right here on the front. So you don't have to play the Google game where you go and say, what does this optic fit? It tells you right here on the box. And this box also has some specifications on the back. I'm going to read them off to you here. Now this has a user-controlled activation with instant on when it senses motion. It is the RMR mounting footprint, as I said before. The battery life is 30,000 hours. It takes a common CR2032 battery. The objective lens is 22 by 26 millimeter, which is fairly large. It includes the tools. It did come with the Allen keys to adjust the sight and to install it on the gun. It's made of 6061 T6 aluminum alloy. Now that's not as strong as the 7075, so over time, if you're really using this optic hard, it may look a little bit more beat up than a 7075 optic will. It's supposed to operate in -4 Fahrenheit to 130 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't think I'd be out shooting at those temperature extremes, but it's good to know it'll still work. It's also IPX6 waterproof. It weighs 1 ounce, says it has a limited lifetime warranty, and it is a 3 MOA green dot. And it has an auto off after 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and look at everything that comes in this box here. I'll show you what all it comes with. You're going to get a Picatinny rail mount. So it's already set up to go onto a rail out of the box. However, if you want to put this on an AR-15, you're going to need a riser to get it up there in line with your eye. Next in the box, here's the Allen key. As I said, it includes the tools. It comes with this one and a smaller Allen key for adjusting your windage and elevation. Then you're going to get 2 packs of screws. I only have one here because I already have the optic installed on the firearm, but it does come with 2 packs of them. The optic is going to come with this nice little rubber cover for its protection. Then you have a cloth to clean it with. There's a sticker for your toolbox or your gun safe. And then it's also going to come with a VIP card where you can register your warranty. And it also has a quick start guide here. This guide has a QR code on it so you can go to the website and look at the full manual. The nice thing about the front of this is it has the torque settings for what you would torque the screws on the optic down to. It says for aluminum models, 12 to 15 inch-pounds, and for polymer models, that's 8 to 10 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. And over-torquing can result in damage to the optic. On the back side here, we'll see a little group, and it's just a demonstration. Tells you which way, if you want to move that group left or right, up or down, which way you have to turn the screws on the optic to adjust it. Then there's going to be a 25% off card in there for their CTL light and laser unit. And then it also comes with a piece of foam in the box to protect it. That's everything you get in the box with the RFX-35. Here's the RFX-35 mounted on the RM1C. If we turn it here, you can see just how large that window on this optic is. And we face it back here. It's got a nice size to it. That window makes it really, really easy to pick up your dot when shooting this gun. If we look on the left side here, there's a positive button, and on the right side, there's a negative button. Now this optic does have kind of a motion sensor shake awake feature to it. Those buttons will adjust, increase, and decrease the brightness of the dot, but if you press and hold the plus button, it'll turn it on. If you press and hold the negative button, it will turn it off. Now, if you turn it off with the negative button here, the shake awake feature does not work, so you have to manually turn it on with the positive button. However, if you've turned it on with the positive button and leave it on, after 2 minutes, it will shut itself off and go into that shake awake mode. We're going to sight in the RFX-35 here at 7 yards. Made some more adjustments. Let's see how it's doing now. Almost there. If you need to move your windage to the right, your groups to the right, you have to adjust this in a clockwise fashion. And then if you want to move your groups upwards on the elevation, you have to also turn this clockwise. So if you want to move your groups downwards, you're going to turn it counterclockwise. That's what we're going to do right now. Okay, just a little bit low there. All right, so we're at the bullseye now. We've got it completely sighted in. Here's where we zeroed the optic. Let's shoot it. So far, no issues with the RFX-35, and that's important. Any red dot or green dot in this case that you mount to a handgun slide, the violence of that slide moving back and forth, that sudden acceleration and that sudden stop deceleration is going to bring out any manufacturing defects very quickly when you start shooting. Also, the glass is nice and clear and the colors don't change as you look down through the lenses at whichever you're shooting at. Now we're going to see if it's held zero after around 100 rounds through it. Here's where we zeroed the optic the first time. And after 100 rounds, All right, let's go ahead. No magazine in the gun. Let's drop test it. All right, let's do that again. Right there on the optic. And one more time for good measure. Oh yeah, right there. Check it out. It's standing up. Got some dirt in the optic. Let's see. I think there's dirt on the lens inside there. Let me get it cleaned off here. Oh, there it is. All right, so there's just a little bit of dirt inside the channel here, and it is functional still. Let's go ahead and see if it still holds 0. A little dirty. So we shot 1 at the steel on the right, 1 at the steel on the left, and then these 3 at this target. So it's unloaded now, and we got that optic dirty. It advertised being waterproof. Let's see if we can get it clean here. All right, the optic is still on here. I got a mag here in my pocket. All right, got it nice and clean now with the water after getting it dirty. Let's go see if it held 0. Still holding 0 after we washed it off. So that brings our video on the RFX-35 by Viridian to a conclusion. Let's talk about this optic here. First, I'm going to talk about the good. This optic sighted in easy. It held up over 100 rounds. We didn't have any mechanical issues, and it held 0 after 100 rounds. It also held 0 after being dropped right on the optic on the ground there. The only problem we did have was some dirt got into the channel and blocked the LED emitter, but I was able to clean it out, and it still worked fine after that. But I also could have just washed it out. As you saw there, I dumped water all over the optic to test its waterproofness, and it seemed to pass that just fine. No flickering or any kind of issues caused by the water. One of my pet peeves with this optic, though, is I wish the battery was on top or on the side. So when you go to change the battery, you don't have to take the optic off, then remount it and re-zero the optic, or check your 0 again to make sure it's still zeroed. If it had the battery on the top or on the side, you could just pop it out and pop a new one in. However, this optic does advertise 30,000 hours of battery life. Another thing is this optic is the size of an SRO, but it's not going to cost you an SRO size chunk of change because it has an MSRP of around $289. Now I have it mounted on the RM1C here, which is a compact sized handgun, and it is borderline too large for this handgun. I think it's going to find its way to one of my larger handguns. However, Viridian at their website, which is www.viridianweapontech.com, has a bunch of other optics of different sizes that would be more at home on this compact handgun. So go check out all the other optics they have at their website, and check out some of my older videos down there in my video list. This has been another WV Guns and Goats video, guys. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you're not out there having fun shooting, what are you doing?